Alberta's government network information may be at risk. A pipeline has exploded in northern Ontario, and Sudan has separated. Welcome to Teen E-News. Computer experts in Calgary believe that some sensitive government information may be at risk of being stolen due to the recent attacks on Canada's federal government. Experts say they could be after Alberta's information as well. You know, Alberta collects the energy data. They collect tax returns for companies. They collect all kinds of things, said Ken, a computer science professor at the University of Calgary. He went on to say, so if you wanted to really know what was going on deep inside an oil company, the Alberta's government computers would be a treasure trove. Adding to the concern, the Auditor General stated that Alberta's network security was insufficient, and computer experts say they found evidence that the security systems have already been breached. This is a concern to many Albertans due to the fact that their private information about their money, jobs, and property is also stored on those networks. Without an improvement in security, these confidentialities would be at risk. A natural gas pipeline exploded 170 kilometers northeast of Thunder Bay in the town of Beardmore. The fire raged for nearly 3 hours. The people living nearest to the blast immediately evacuated the area and headed to the local arena. Reports say the original explosion took place 2 kilometers from the nearest home. Even though the blast was 2 kilometers away, it still managed to deal a great amount of damage to the houses with its aftershock. Highway 11, which runs past the town, was immediately shut down due to safety concerns. All of a sudden, the house started shaking, and the windows were shaking, and my curtains fell off the door, Jim Brunette says, who has a residence near where the explosion took place. Despite the damage to the house, nobody was injured in the initial explosion or the fearsome fire that followed the blast. This blast, however, will have many lasting effects on the members of the community, as they live in fear that it may happen again. And yeah, that's it. Okay. South Sudan has separated from North Sudan after a referendum that was part of the 2005 peace agreement, which ended decades of violence. The 2005 peace agreement was aimed to end the Second Civil War of Sudan, create a national democratic government, and share oil reserves. The vote started on January 9th and ended on the 15th of January. After the vote, it took several weeks to count all of the ballots and finalize them. To ensure that no one voted more than once, each ballot had to be marked with the voter's thumbprint. The referendum passed with 98% of the people voting in favor of the separation.
The historic moment the people of Southern Sudan have been waiting for.
However, South Sudan cannot declare independence yet. Sudan will have to wait to July 9th to become its own country, in case there is any legal issues with the vote. This is a very important step forward for them, as they are creating their own identity and their own country. Since Christians were predominantly in South Sudan and the North was Arabic, this was the main cause of the war, as there was a big controversy in their identity. And with separate countries, each group will have their own identity. That's all for this week on Teen E-News. See you next week, everyone.